I heard reach out that would love to peanut. That's why I'm number one. Greetings and welcome to Branded for February 6, 2025. I'm Ralph Judkins, your host, and he is head coach and general manager of the Gunslingers, Tom Manas, in a show all about the San Antonio Gunslingers of the Indoor Football League. If you're out there in the internet, feel free to chime in with a comment and a howdy, as Jay Washington has done. First one in. Coach, any words and wisdom before we get started with the show proper?
No, we have a packed show tonight, so let's get her rolling.
All right, we'll be right back. You are watching Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
I don't know what you're doing today. I'm filling my calendar. 8 home games here in San Antonio with your Gunslingers. Come on out and support. Just call the number below. I'll see you there.
All right, team, huddle up. Just like in surgery, we need precision and teamwork. Trust me, just like on the field, if we stick to the playbook, we'll achieve excellence.
Coach, are you sure about this?
We've trained for this. We're experts. The San Antonio Gunslingers in South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where precision meets performance.
Dependability. It's expected by our customers, and it's demanded by me. I personally guarantee the certified techs we send to your home and the equipment we install are dependable. John Wayne's American Pride Comfort Systems are designed specifically for San Antonio's extreme heat and humidity and come with a lifetime warranty. For comfort you can depend on, call John Wayne today.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
And welcome back to Branded, live from Matinga's Pizzeria. Ralph Judkins here with Tom Manas, and we're back, and his arms are tired because he just flew into town.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. Like everybody else, wake up at 4 a.m, drive to the airport, flight's delayed, coming out of Buffalo. We had some snow and ice this morning, and then got on the plane, and another 2 hours later before we could take off because the sensor wasn't quite right. And I think everyone's a little paranoid now after the last week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a long day. Glad to be back, though. It's always great to be back in San Antonio and be with everybody and ready to roll.
Speaking of rolling, when you got into town, was everything okay to roll together? I shouldn't do that while he's dipping, because he's liable to snort it.
No, we had, so I got home, grabbed a quick shower, was getting ready for the show, jumped in the Hummer and click, 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 click. One of those.
False start, 5-yard penalty.
I think someone left
down.
the electric on in the vehicle. And so thank God for great help at John Wayne. Steve came out and has the world's longest jumper cables and hooked me up, and I'm here. So, yeah, it's been an interesting day for sure. So I hope my evening's better than my day.
Well, we've got a big show tonight, and the theme of the night, of course, those of you that saw it online, is State of the Nation Indoor Football. What are we talking about, Coach? That's not exactly abundantly clear.
Well, one of the things that I wanted to do was give the perspective of the fans from around the league. So we're going to have, a fan from Jacksonville. We're going to have a fan from Arizona. We're going to have a fan from Mass on, not necessarily to, beat each other up, but just tell us why they love indoor football, what's special about theirs, what do they like about our operation, You know, and then just get a general idea. And then we have a really special guest on. If you guys are following social media,
Just dropped tonight.
Mr. Randy Carroll has been named as a new co-owner involved with the ownership group with the San Antonio Gunslingers, famous radio personality and country western singer.
Yes.
And a great guy. I love Randy. He's great, and just another guy for me to answer to now, I guess. No, no, it's going to be great having him around. So we're real excited about it, and he's going to be joining us in the fourth quarter. He had a couple obligations, and he's kind enough to come in, and you'll get a chance to meet him, and you'll find him as special as we do.
I think so. We're also joined by James Stubing. The Stubings have made it out to the show. We'll
Miss Stephanie's here also.
go ahead and wave to the camera, folks. They're right there.
There you go.
Letting them know that they're on camera.
James is also not only an owner of the team, but he's also the president of our club. So,
So we've got checking in. Susan Manas has checked in. Tina Myers-Haddad, Ronald Collier, of course, and a new name I haven't seen before, Carol Klockenberg-Colberg. Thank you very much for
Thanks for
joining the
joining
show.
us.
Rated with South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. Let's see. Actually, it's
Well,
hard
and
to
we
go
should
up
we
there,
should
the
talk
names.
about we're at Matinga's again, and it's our home away from home, and I can tell you the food's just as good as it was before I left, and it may even be better because I missed it. But it's great. Matt Ninga, great host for us. They got the kids here. Everybody's here tonight. We're gonna have a good show.
And looking forward. Anything else you want to talk about in the first quarter when we come back?
Let me see. I'm just looking at my notes here. No, I think we're caught up, ready to roll, and bring on who's our first guest.
Our first guest tonight will be Dustin Jackson. Action Jackson has his own
We
show.
really couldn't do better than that tonight for the first guest. Okay, it's all right. No, it's all right. We'll let him on.
This is the guy who sent you gifts. This is the guy who's
Yeah, you know. I get the
We've
first question
sent
I
him
want to ask
footballs.
Dustin is he posted something today that he walked like 28,000 steps. I want to know who was chasing him because that guy don't look like he could walk 28,000 steps.
he's going to get his rebuttal here.
Oh, I'm gonna let him have his rebuttal. I got a mute button over here, so no problem. Bring it on, Dustin. No, we're glad to have him. He's not only a great fan of Arizona's, but he's shown San Antonio much love, not only during the season but in the off season, and we appreciate him.
And more, I don't know, more importantly, but certainly importantly is the fact that he is a fan of the IFL and indoor football too. And that's what our show was
Let's
about.
quit talking about him. Let's get him on after the break.
All right, let's get into it. You are watching Branded live again from Matinga's Pizzeria in Schertz, Texas, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
Reputation. It defines us. How we treat the customer contributes to our reputation. It's doing the right thing every time and never cutting corners. John Wayne's customers have rewarded us with over 15,000 five-star reviews and an A+ rating with the BBB. And for that, we thank you. John Wayne Service Company, our reputation is in every truck.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
For generations, the family recipes at Carrabba's Italian Grill have been bringing people together. From the sweet smell of our scratch-made sauce to our rich layers of lasagna, we believe food made with love leads to tables filled with laughter. Dine with us or order out at carrabbas.com.
Hey, did I get your attention? Time to buy those season tickets. 8 home games this year. Call the number below. I'll see you there.
And welcome back to Matenga's Pizzeria in Schertz, Texas. Ralph Judkins along with Coach Tom Manas as we bring to the stage, let's switch the cameras around here for our first guest from Arizona, Mr. Action Jackson. Tom, take it away.
Mr. Jackson, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for the opportunity to be on tonight.
Well, did he ever, an interesting story about Dustin? He has a podcast, like a show, right?
Yes, he does.
And he asked me to come on and be a guest one time. Remember that, Dustin?
Yes,
And we were
I
on for
remember.
an hour and a half. Great conversation. He forgot to hit the play button.
Of the record. Ouch. Dustin.
Yeah.
But I got to know a lot about him, and he got to learn a lot about me. Though, so it was-
Dustin, you get to join the club of getting chewed out by Coach Tom
I didn't chew him
Manas.
out. I like him. I
Okay.
didn't chew
No,
him
he
out.
said that I can't walk 28,000 steps.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? Before we get started,
So I have a Fitbit, and I like to. Me and my wife go hiking all the time,
okay.
and so yeah, I also get like 5-6 miles at work. So I just wanted to get 15 miles yesterday. So I walked.
I always wondered what you do for a living. What do you do for a living?
I'm in pest control with Termagon.
Oh, okay.
So
So you're on your feet all
military
day.
owned. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So, okay, I want to get into the football stuff for a minute.
Okay.
You're a big fan of the Arizona Rattlers, right?
Yes.
We know that. You promote them. You're always, on social media, you're talking about them. Let me ask you a question. Why?
Because it's something I'm passionate about. The Arizona Rattlers. Why am I an Arizona Rattlers fan, or why am I just IFL?
Well, how about both? Okay, so let's talk about, indoor football first. Okay. What made you a fan of indoor football? Something had to happen for you to go, hey, I really like this game. I want to follow it. I want to promote it and all that. How did that go about?
It was back in 1992. I went to the first game for the Arizona Rattlers, and I was 16 years old, and just watched the game and fell in love with it because you can catch a football. The play is nonstop.
Right. I get that.
If you're a good team, you can score 80 points and hold the other team to like 20 points. And just, it's like a family in football.
Yeah, I think that's a great way of putting it. It is a family type deal, and it's the entertainment. When you think of indoor football, you think of entertainment first, and then you think of football, right? So,
Right.
But in Arizona as a legacy team, they've been successful for dozens of years. They're championship caliber, great coach, Kevin Guy, a lot of respect for Kevin, the organization, the ownership's fantastic over there. What about how involved do you get during the season, like with the players as a fan and everything that goes on?
I get pretty involved. I go to all the home games, and then I try to go to as many away games as I can. We go to the barbecues. We're going to have a season ticket holders barbecue March 22nd.
Oh, okay.
And there's events that they have, and we meet the players, and I try to have as many on my show as I can.
So did you say you're having a barbecue on March 22nd?
Yeah, it's the team barbecue.
Well, that's our first game.
Yes, I'll be able to watch that and go home and watch the game. I'm going to watch every game of you guys. I love watching the San Antonio Gunslingers.
Oh, well, good. That's good to hear. We appreciate it. So if you were to describe like the Arizona Rattlers fans, we'll say, in a couple words, what would they be?
They're intense, loud, but sometimes we can be too cocky.
Yeah, I mean, you don't mind when fans are a little cocky, but
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. Well, you guys had a rough start at the beginning of last year and then turned it all around, right? So
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, what he did was pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a pretty special season for you guys, and it had been a minute since he had won one. So, Kevin, so that's great. I was happy for him, and you put a spanking on Mass for sure.
Yeah, we did.
I was sitting in the owner's box with our ownership, and we were right next to the Mass owners, and yeah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun.
I was sitting next to Alec Schuberth, and I hear he's going to be a guest on tonight too. So,
yep, he follows you.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I had good talks with him.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the thing. At the end of the day, as fans, you guys got to be respectful of the fact that, hey, this is my team. This is who I like. This is what I do. And then on the other side of that, you can still be competitive, but have a beer, afterwards. So it's not too terrible, for sure. So, okay. Did you have anything?
Well, Dustin and I had talked earlier this week. We were talking about the effects of the new rules. We are going to talk about rules a little bit later in the game because the rule book dropped. Did you get a chance to review the rule book yet, Dustin?
No, I have not.
Okay, I'm sorry. I asked the question. Didn't know the answer. Coach is going to smack me for that one. In just a bit.
It's not that. It's just there's some new rules this year, and we're going to go over them again tonight and talk about how they're going to change the game, because now you can't just be a loaded offense. I think there's going to be some defensive heroes this year around the league that are going to be thought of like some of the special quarterbacks and wide receivers. I think that we're going to have some pretty cool games because of the twist rules and things of that nature. They're kind of taking the leashes off the defense this year, which I think is going to be fun. I hope the quarterbacks got their heads on the swivel. That's all I'm going to say, because I think it's going to be coming from all angles this year.
Jody Howard checking in saying, let's go. Dustin, nice to see you representing Arizona. And I don't know who Herbert Gonzalez is, Dustin. If you do, he's excited about the Rattlers barbecue.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
Okay, gotcha. Well, good. Well, hey, Dustin, I'm glad we got you on. Wanted to let everybody meet you, and you've always been great with me, and I sure appreciate your friendship. And, I look forward to seeing you in Arizona real soon.
Okay. Definitely, and I'm actually going to San Antonio to watch the Rattlers take on the Gunslingers, and may the best team win.
There you go. Well, that's all we can do. Okay.
And Dustin, before you go, we have, there it is. We have a request.
All right, there you go.
This has been Dustin Jackson of the Arizona Rattlers.
Thanks again, Dustin. Appreciate it.
And we'll be back with more of Branded when we return. Let's get this thing to solo like it should. Of course, it's being pesky now. There we go. We'll be back with our second guest of the second quarter. Hey, there's a lot of buttons to push here, Coach.
You're pushing all mine, so it's working out perfect.
Yes, and there's a pizza. That's what you're missing if you're not here. Hey, if you're in town, come out to 3009 in Schertz, Texas. We'll be back with more of Branded in just a moment when we bring on our next guest to the stage, Alec Schuberth.
Why?
And welcome back to Matenga's Pizzeria out here in Schertz, Texas. As we go halfway through the second quarter, Dustin Jackson saying thank you very much for having us on as we welcome to the stage Alec Schuberth. Good evening, Alec.
Howdy, fellas.
How you doing, Alec?
And welcome to Branded. And the theme tonight, as we talked about, is State of the Nation Indoor Football, and wanted to get your perspective. Alec is a major contributor to Sports Coast to Coast and a major fan of the Pirates.
Yes, sir.
What are you looking at me?
Oh,
for?
you were telling me to go wider with something.
Yeah, the screen. You're taking a nice picture of the gap between us.
Oh, well, you
right.
told me I was going to interview him, so.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
can reach up and
Well, I
look
want
at
to talk to him first. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk to him first.
Well, I'll rotate the
All
camera.
right, Alec.
bring up-
Here's where I wanted to get. You're not only a fan of the Mass Pirates. How did you handle that championship game?
To be honest with you, it kind of
Yes.
was a byproduct of the past couple years prior to that. Because I had
How
gone
so?
to each of the IFL championship games in 2022 and 2023. And both those years, I thought to myself, man, it would be amazing if the Pirates were able to string together a run and we'd be able to see them play at the Lee's Family Forum now. And last summer, finally got that wish. Made a crazy run in the playoffs, upset Frisco and Green Bay, two teams
Right.
that were 5 games better than us in the regular season standings.
Right.
And ultimately, I ended up getting my wish. I mean, the end
There you
result of the game is nowhere near what anybody wanted.
Right.
But it was still a fun, great atmosphere to be in. Like Dustin said, we had the chance to meet each other during the game. We had seats like basically a row away from each other.
Nice.
So it was a lot of fun. And
you guys, you flew all the way from where to go to that game?
We flew out from Massachusetts, from Logan Airport in Boston.
There's a fan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for
Hardcore.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. So in addition to being a fan, you also have some other things that you do, right?
Yes,
Okay, why don't
sir.
you tell us about that?
I certainly can. So that name that Ralph likes to throw around from time to time, Sports Coast to Coast, that is a forum that I'm actually a part of. It is basically your sports forum site. It covers a lot of sports, mainly with a Pacific Northwest type flavor. But the one league that it covers in full extensive detail, that's basically the calling card of the forum, is the IFL specifically. So within there, you'll be able to find basically any info about the league or any of the teams that you would be looking for. So up-to-date rosters, schedules, game times, game previews, game recaps, and a whole bunch of other analysis.
That sounds like a full-time job.
It sort of is. Fortunately, it's something that I can direct my attention to on the weekends to give me a little bit of something to do.
Gotcha.
But I really enjoy covering the league in full. I mean, it's a great added bonus for the Pirates to be a part of it, but covering the remaining teams in the league gives me a really well-rounded picture.
Let me ask you this. So as a fan, how do you treat the off season?
To be honest with you, I do kind of keep tabs on what the league or the teams announce every so often, like things that they post on X or other social media. But the off season is really another opportunity for me to really express my fandom in other sports. Like college basketball is a big one of mine. The NFL leading up to the Super Bowl.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. Who's your favorite college basketball team?
I have to go with my alma mater, the Bryant University Bulldogs. They had a tough loss just earlier against UAlbany, but
okay. And then
get them next time.
You said the other one was what besides basketball?
The NFL.
The NFL.
That
So the
basically
Super
runs
Bowl's-
September through February, and then
we were talking about
break,
that. So
and then-
who are you picking for the Super Bowl on Sunday?
I'm a sucker for trifectas. Anybody that's met me knows that. So as unpopular of an opinion as it is,
I think
probably have
they
to go
had,
Kansas City. Also,
I
my
think
best
Kansas
bud from
City.
college is an Eagles fan, so I'd like to give him a little bit of crap.
Okay. Well, the refs certainly did not hurt Kansas City this year. We'll just say that. It just seems like it's a virus going on with the black and white jersey.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I don't know. It's
Much accusations of that. I did have
accusations.
much accusations.
Yeah.
I did have a comment from Bob Book asking you, Alec, is how are you handling the loss of Jimmy Robinson? And this is, of course, from Bob Book of the Sharks fandom. So I think it's sort of an Eastern Conference bit of gloating there.
No, that's a good question. Obviously, it's tough. You lose a first IFL All-Teamer, a two-time rushing king, and quite honestly, one of my favorite guys to be around for like team events and post-game autograph sessions and all of that. He just always had a smile on his face. Like he knew exactly who I was and had the chance to take a couple selfies with him, hang out. So I wish him all the best in Jacksonville. He goes closer to home. He played college football close by at Bethune-Cookman. So all in all, I think it's a great signing for Jimmy and obviously a major deal for Jacksonville. They're really loading up this year.
Given all of the changes, what is before we let you go, the biggest thing you're looking forward to in this coming season?
Oh, just the realization that we're going to be back in the arena again, watching high quality indoor football, cheering for our teams as they try to make a push to ultimately wind up in Tucson in August.
There you go.
And that is what it's all about. And this has been our time with Alec Schuberth of Sports Coast to Coast and a fan of the Massachusetts Pirates. And I guess it's ready to go on, time to go on to halftime.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll be back with the halftime in just a moment. You're watching Branded live from Matanga's Pizzeria, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
We all need hot water. Some of us need more than others. So it's a good thing that State has a wide range of tough commercial-grade water heaters for your home. From standard models to high-efficiency and tankless models, we've got you covered, no matter where you live, what you do, or who started it. To install a State water heater in your home,
Call John Wayne today or visit us at johnwayne.com.
Welcome to Matanga's.
Must be that time of the year again where we work hard and we play hard and eat good pizza.
Hey gunslingers, come try Matanga's, voted best pizza in San Antonio. We are family and deeply invested in our community. After this game, come find a Matanga's near you. Guns up, slices up.
Welcome to South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center. Step into our operating rooms, where highly skilled surgeons work hand in hand with specialized technicians. Our dedicated team has extensive experience and expertise in spine and surgical procedures. Our commitment to patient safety is unwavering. We understand that your well-being is at the heart of everything we do. South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center where expertise, longevity, and state-of-the-art technology come together for your health.
And welcome back to Branded for the third quarter. Time to bring to the stage our fan out of Jacksonville,
my buddy,
Jim Meurnier. And there's Jim.
Hi, Jimmy. How are you?
Doing good. Ralph is having some technical issues. Come on, Ralph. You're supposed to be the goat in this, man.
Don't you like the half of my head? Yeah.
Agreed, yeah.
See, he thought it was just me saying that. Okay. How you doing, Jimmy? Good seeing you.
Doing good. We're a matter of weeks away, and as you know, I'm a busy man on my side of things. So,
yeah, you got a bunch going on for sure. Yeah. Well, the whole point of this show tonight was to kind of just talk about not necessarily other leagues, this, that. I know your heart's always been with Jacksonville, and just kind of get your take on it this year. How you feeling? Is this going to be the year of redemption? Where they come back after last year and all the trials and tribulations that they had down there, or is this going to be another build year?
No, we're hyping up to be Revenge Tour 25.
There you go, the Revenge Tour. I like
5
that.
wins is not Jacksonville. You know this, Coach. We're not used to what happened last year. It's un-Jacksonville like.
I know. Eight's not used to mine either. So yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah, me and Bob of the Inside Sharks podcast, we do Revenge Tour 2025 is our calling card this season, and
right.
Gibby and the staff here, they're not messing around with the free agencies. They've gotten players that they're really focused on getting on the ground, go and take a business trip up to Mass on March 21st to take care of business, to make sure to tell them. Last year,
are you going?
Me? No, I'll be in other locations.
You mean the team's going much? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
okay.
They're going up there on business trip. The mentality I'm getting out of Jacksonville right now from our connections is, last year was all fun and games because we had that NAL swag that we're defending champions coming in, and no one's gonna play arena style. We had the big boys, and we got an introduction that didn't work. So the organization changed their tune.
Jimmy, I don't want to interrupt you, but this is like, the problem with having such a short camp, right, is that I don't think anybody really starts playing well till about the 3rd or 4th week anyway, right? And everything is so condensed that if you want to make a change, it's really hard to make a change early because you're just trying to get your footing, right? And that's the thing, when you have a camp that the first week is really to see who makes the team, the second week is to prepare for your first game. So you got 5-6 days to prepare for a game. And then right after that, you got 4 or 5 days to prepare for the next game, and so on and so on. So it takes a minute, right? So I was, believe it or not, I was very empathetic of what Gibby was going through early, because I think he figured it out that this isn't working. And by the time he figured it out, you just can't catch your breath. It's like, what are you going to do? Bring in a guy Wednesday and play him Saturday and doesn't know your playbook, doesn't know anything. And, so it takes a minute, and I think the fans and the ownership there stood behind him. And I think that was great. And I'm sure he's grinding to make a point this year of what, Jacksonville's going to be like, except for when we come down there and whoop your ass. But other than that, it's going to be fun.
I'm not counting down the days, Coach. It's only 156 days when you come into the Shark Tank and take that L back to San Antonio.
Yeah, I figured. I think a lot of people are looking forward to that game. I don't know about the players, but I think a lot of people are looking forward to seeing me and Gibby going at it. So, no, it's fun, and I got nothing but respect for you guys down there, and I want you to do well because that East is soft. So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You look at the transactions there, Coach. These is especially Indy looking very good. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, they're gonna be tough this year, especially Tulsa. Oh,
I know. I'm tapping Ralph when I said that, because I think finally it's going to be very comparable, right? And I'm going to tell you, the West is tough as hell. The West is a very, very tough conference. But you put Mass, you put Jacksonville, you've got Fishers in there, you got Green Bay in there, Tulsa's in there. It's starting to look real. It's starting to look really, really tough. And you may have a 10-win champion next year, coming out of the East, because it's going to be competitive. And I think the same thing in the West.
I don't think an 8-8 team makes the playoffs this year in the East.
No.
And that didn't make the West. And I think it was 10 wins you had to get in the West in the last year.
Yeah, I was 8-8, and I beat the team that went to the championship twice, right? Or we did. And my point is that I'm a big fan of crossover, right? If you have 2 teams that have comparable records and you have the advantage by beating them, you should take that playoff spot regardless, like we did in the CFL for years and years and years, right? So to me, it's, you want the best representation of football for your entire league, not just the conference play, right? So I'd love to see games where 2 West teams play for the championship or 2 East teams play for the championship or something like that. It's just the 2 best teams are in it, right?
Yeah.
It'll never happen, but it's a dream,
Is that what they do in Canada?
They did, yeah, when I was there for sure.
And they did a crossover. Yeah.
Yeah, they sure did. And the thing about it is that, when I was in Toronto and we beat Ottawa or BC, I'm sorry, in the championship, it was a straight up East-West championship, right? But you got to go by records. I mean, to me, you got to go by records. And if one conference is softer than the other conference, then that conference has got to get better. Now, I think we've done that. I think the East is tough to sell. I think the East is going to be 10 times what it was last year. And with that, it makes it harder for teams like Jacksonville to do what they want to do as well. Just like we have to face, we're playing Arizona twice, the Rattlers twice, and Bay Area and San Diego and all playoff teams, and that's fine. But you have to get into a situation where I think this year, Jacksonville, San Antonio, we got to start early. We got to get out of the gate strong, So,
for you guys, you had Sam last year, and you had one of the most dynamic offenses in the league. And I watched from afar, and I'm like, you guys, every time you touch the ball, you scored. No one stopped you.
Cool. But see, here's the thing, and you can blame Coach Tom for this, right? The one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to build an offense when I was recruiting as a general manager that was going to score 50 points a game. That was my goal, right? And then I said, shoot, man, if we can just get a defense that only allows 49, we're going to win every game, right? That was my thought. So we went really young on the defensive side, really experienced on the offensive side. This year, make no mistake, it's 50-50, right? So I would rather not score every single play and not let an offense score on us every single play either, right? There's got to be a balance there. I think we're going to be just as strong as we were last year on offense. And I think this year we've gotten instrumentally bigger and stronger and faster on defense. And now with the new rules, what do you think of the new rules, Jimmy?
It's basically outdoor football indoors now. Like, it's going to speed up the game. We're not going to spend half the game reviewing stunts and linebackers out of the alley. It's going to the game's going to move faster, and which I like. And honestly, for the defensive players, it's natural to them. They're restricted. Right. The defensive line was restricted indoor. Now they're actually playing what outdoor rules are, with stunts and different designs. So you're going to see either offenses struggle over good defense and know how to collapse on the gaps, or you're going to see offenses just obliterate unprepared defenses. And
there you go.
That's basically what you do every Sunday in the NFL. You look out there and you see how different defenses run. So I like the rule changes.
Well, you know what's funny? Oh, yeah, right. So you look at it and you go, there were teams last year that you would break down and you go, man, they ran like 70% of the time. They 70 run, 30 pass. Then you look at other teams, they were 80% pass and 20% run. I don't think you can do that this year. I really don't. Not with the defenses being able to do what they do, because if you time it wrong, your quarterback's going to get killed, right? If you call the wrong play at the wrong time. So I think the OC's got to get much more sophisticated in their play calling. I think the defensive coaches have got to be much more sophisticated in their play calling. And I like the fact we're taking the leashes off the big people.
Yes.
So I think you're going to see great offensive line play and great defensive line play.
And also, you need a signal caller that can read defenses. You only go as far as your quarterback. If you have a dang good quarterback back there who knows the reads, doesn't put you in long, like 4th and 15, you're going to win a lot of football games.
Right. No, that's 100% right. And what's funny to me is you talk about quarterbacks. We're going with the new quarterback this year, right?
Yeah.
And part of going with the new quarterback this year is surrounding him with great talent. But you're absolutely right. If they're not invested in reading defenses and understanding execution and going through their progressions and doing all the things that they need to do, they're going to get absolutely killed this year. Quarterbacks will get absolutely killed. You cannot hold the ball with the twisting, stunning defense for 3 seconds. You can't do it. You know.
And you need a quarterback that's not afraid to, tuck it and run it too. And you do get it. You do have a guy that has history. Played at Carolina last year. He was good, mobile. He can tuck it and run it. And I kind of joked with the head coach of the Carolina Cobras. It's like, yeah, Manas has the law firm. They got the Meyer law firm now.
Right. Well, you got Guy, and then we got Jorge Rania, who, look at what he did in college, and I think it's going to be his breakout year too, here in the way he can throw the ball. And he reminds me a little bit of Sam in the way that they're built and the way that they do it. The only difference is Sam would take off. Jorge will stay in the pocket and he'll just step into it, and I like that. So it's going to be a different look for us this year. But I want to get back to Jacksonville for a second.
Go ahead.
So tell us about why the Shark Tank has been the Shark Tank for so many years.
Well, people don't understand that college football is king down here. Football's big down here, period. And when the Sharks established in 2010, they started winning early. And the organization just fed off of the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Florida Gators, the Florida State Seminoles, and Georgia Bulldogs, and built that college type atmosphere in the Shark Tank. And I guarantee you've had players, I've interviewed many players that said they go to Jacksonville, it's a college atmosphere. It's not like a typical other indoor game. You go in there, it's literally like college atmosphere. And we've just built it and continue it. And also it does help when you're winning and people come to the game and get hooked. And one thing I know about this organization right now is they're in the community 100% of the time. Every single day, they're somewhere in the community. They're never taking a day off. And that's how you build a lasting fan base. If you're out there in the community, the community knows you and they'll come to your games. And it also helps when you win games and win rings. That also puts to the end of the day.
I'll show you our ring next year. You'll like it. It's pretty. Jimmy, it's always great seeing you, buddy. I got mad props for you, and I think the world of you. Jimmy and I we cut our teeth on this stuff, and he made me feel real welcome when I got to New York, and he's always got a spot on this show anytime he wants to come on. So.
Yeah, well, they were talking earlier about us having a collaborative show.
Yeah, we should do one. We should do one together one time and see how that goes.
I think game week, Sharks and San Antonio. I think that'd be a good collab.
Yeah, we could do that like on a Wednesday or Thursday or something. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah. Okay, good. Sounds great, Jimmy. Thanks again, and take care of yourself. All right, buddy.
You too, Coach.
You soon. All right, buddy.
It's been our interview with Jim Meurnier of the Jacksonville Sharks, longtime podcaster, one of the guys that helped me even consider that I could do this when Coach Tom asked us that this is what we were going to do here, that we were going to have a show.
Oh, you mean a coach's show or just this show?
A coach's show.
Oh, yeah.
And that.
Well, Jim was a big part of that. I mean, everywhere I've been, I've had a coach's show, right? And I think that it's the responsibility of the organization to be transparent and to always tell people, tell your fans, and I'll be honest with you. It's, sometimes you get in trouble because you speak what's in your heart, but I'll take that any day versus no comment, or a standard plastic coach's answer, and I would rather do that. And it's served me pretty well so far, so I'm going to stick with it. And guys like Jim gave us a forum early, the shows we've had together. I'm doing another one Monday with your partner in crime,
Philip Higginbotham and the Smoking Guns podcast.
Yeah, I'll be on that Monday at 7. And how is that taped? I'm not sure if that's taped or not, but
they're live.
Oh, they're live? Okay, good.
Your favorite form.
Yeah, I don't like doing tape because, you saw what happened to Camilla and CBS, right?
Wow. But absolutely wow. It's like, okay.
Isn't that crazy?
It's like,
wouldn't you love to live a life where you sound brilliant?
Where everyone is always cutting for you and making you sound good.
Well, let's hey, Stay tuned, everybody. We got a very special guest, Randy Carroll, new owner, partner of the San Antonio Gunslingers, is going to be joining us to start the fourth quarter, and we'll go from there.
All right, we'll be back with Randy Carroll in the fourth quarter. You are watching Branded Live from South Texas, first brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital from Matinga's Pizzeria.
Quality. Here at John Wayne, it's not just a word, it's our foundation. From the people we employ, to the service that's provided, to the equipment that we design and install, quality matters. For nearly 20 years, providing quality Texas comfort to the San Antonio area communities has been our highest priority. For quality you can count on, call John Wayne today.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
Hey, what can I say? Comes with the job. 1 minute I'm making a one-hand catch on the sideline. Next minute it's lights out and I'm on the sideline. And that's why I like Complete Care, because they're fast, just like me. They have ultrasound, CAT scan, X-ray, and even on-site lab. So if you get sidelined, know where to go. Complete Care, official sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
And welcome back to Matinga's Pizzeria for the fourth quarter of Branded, as we bring to the show Randy Carroll. What you doing tonight, Randy?
Eating pizza, drinking a cold brew, and hanging out with some football people.
Yeah, how do you like that, right?
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing. Well, we found out, probably like everybody else found out, about 30 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
The good news, Randy has been a big friend of the program since I've been here, and I was very excited about it. I went nuts on social media, posting stuff. So how did this come about, Randy? How is it that Randy Carroll, San Antonio celebrity, national celebrity, becomes a partner in the San Antonio Gunslingers?
Well, season before last, my wife and I went to our first game.
That'll do it.
We were immediately hooked.
Right.
We were immediately hooked. I've been a football fan my whole life. My wife has been. She raised 3 boys, all playing football. And so we just love football.
And you have a son playing football too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I see you post stuff on your social media about your son. He's in high school.
Yeah, he'll be a senior at the New Braunfels High School next year.
There you go. So he's got to be really excited too, right?
Oh yeah, he loves it.
Okay, great. So they got somebody to help me in camp, right?
Anyway, so yeah, so we started going to the games,
right?
And of course, I love Don and Pam Rackler, and James and Stephanie. Have known them for long time. First class people.
Absolutely.
And I love the mission of the Gunslingers, which is to provide sporting entertainment that of average family can afford. Right. That is professional. It's entertaining. When I was a kid growing up, we were Dallas Cowboys fans, but there was no way we were poor. Right. There was no way we would ever get to a Cowboys game. And a lot of people today can't afford to go to an NFL game. This is a game that's affordable, but yet it's as entertaining as much, maybe even more than some of the NFL games that you would go to.
Oh, it's gotten harder to sit through an NFL game for me because it just seems so much slower now. And I grew up with the NFL, and it just seems like it's so much slower. But the thing you brought up an interesting point: affordability, right? And what's crazy is the Lions just announced today that they upped their season ticket prices by almost 40%.
Wow!
Right. And then I heard the low end Super Bowl ticket, $6,500 a piece, right? And I can tell you that game ain't going to be any better than the one that you're going to see on March 22nd. It really is not. And from an entertainment value, it is not.
Well, and you get to bring your kids out there, and you get to watch professionals play this game, and you get to watch guys who stand up and put their heart over their or the hand over their heart when they sing the national anthem.
Right.
And nobody's kneeling down, nobody's sitting down.
No.
And I'm not going to get into a political diatribe here, but that's important to me. And on top of that, when you bring your kids to this game, at the end of the game, they get to go out on the field,
right,
and meet these guys.
That's right.
They get to meet number 5 after some of those crazy antics he's pulled during the game.
Our man Collie.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Collie Rashad. What a great ball player. And the kids get to meet him,
right,
and they get to take a picture with their heroes, where that's a tough thing to do in the NFL.
Oh, it is. And, we talk about sustainability, right? And the fans make us sustainable, right? When the fans come to the games and they're showing that they love what we do, and they're showing the investment that you and James and Don and our families have done, that reinforces that we're going to be here. And I want kids like your son to aspire to be an indoor football player, right? I want them to aspire to make it to this level. And San Antonio's got some great athletes, great high school athletes, great college athletes. And we've only touched that in our first year. We're gonna really go after it again this year with the college kids in town and that kind of thing. So let me ask you, I know you're a football guy. I know you're an entertainment guy. So everyone asks me all the time, well, how would you compare? We've heard the analogies. It's like hockey and football had a baby. We've heard this. I always show hockey, football, and NASCAR because of the wall, right? And then how would you, like, if you were to explain our game to a general fan, what would the experience be like for them?
Well, that the way my wife always describes it, she says it's like football meets, I think that's what she says, NASCAR and hockey.
Yeah, there you go.
Because
I knew I liked your wife. Okay.
She's a wonderful woman. She
Yes,
really
she
is.
is.
And she would be here tonight, except she's out of town working.
Oh, I got you. Well,
So-
yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, this is a huge announcement for the Gunslingers and for San Antonio that you would even, for you to attach yourself to us, really, we've already got incredible ownership. But for you to attach yourself to us also shows that you see what we've seen as
No,
well.
absolutely. It's something that you can be proud of. I've been a part of this city for ages, on the radio here for 41 years. And this is something that San Antonio can attach themselves to and be proud of. And you won't be embarrassed to go tell anybody, man, I'm a Gunslingers fan, or what's that
Right.
jersey you're wearing? That's a Gunslingers jersey.
Right.
You will be proud. The production of these games, I was impressed the first year that the Rattlers took over, at how good it was. And it is.
And now
it's over the top. You're
Right.
going to have a great time when you come to this game.
Oh, you are. And we always live by the adage, if you didn't have a good time, we'll give you your money back. I mean, there's nobody that's going to come to a game and say, I didn't have a good time and I didn't have an enjoyable experience with this. And what I love is that the kids, the ladies, the novice fans enjoy it as much as the hardcore football fans, right? So it really is a broad audience. You know what I mean? And the best news is this. I'm going to talk to you about one of your buddies that you're in the radio business. Mr. Trey Ware is going to be coming out to camp this year and trying out for the football team.
Is he really?
He is. I'm taking out a huge life insurance policy on him, and he's going to be there. So we got to make sure you're at that practice. Because I'm sure it's only going to be one practice.
I will be there to heckle.
There you go. Trey, if you're listening, no, he's probably in bed already.
No, he's probably hiring some trainers and stocking up
Oh,
on
yeah.
on
Well, I
Pete
check-
and Ben Gay. And
I check in with them every couple of weeks. You sure you really want to do this?
I love it.
Yeah.
No, I will be there.
Okay, good.
I can't wait to see it.
Well, I'm glad. That's awesome. Well, listen, we really appreciate you coming out, and I know your schedule's always busy. Anything you want to say to the fans before we cut out?
Yeah, come on out and support this team. I don't know. I hate to use that word, come support the team, because you're getting more out of it probably.
Yeah, come and be a part of us.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Right.
Because that's what we've done in our family. We're like, we want to be a part of this. It's special.
Right. And I'm sure we're gonna hear you at the national anthem a couple times.
Yeah, in fact, I've already been tapped to sing the national anthem on the at the first game, 22nd of March.
That's worth the price of admission right there, folks. March 22nd against Tulsa. Yes. And Randy Carroll with the national anthem. Randy, congratulations. Really happy you're on board. We're all excited about it and can't wait for this season to get started.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Ralph. Always good. Loved it.
Thank you, Randy, for being here. And that'll take us to the end of the fourth quarter. We'll be back to wrap this one up in just a moment. You are watching Branded Live from Matanga's Pizzeria, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
Hey, San Antonio, are you tired of the same old chain pizza that tastes like cardboard? I thought we were done eating paper in school. Maybe not. It's up to you. At Matanga's, we bring you flavors that are authentically Texan. We're talking about fresh dough that we made in store every single day. We're talking about cheese that's shredded in store for that authentic cheese flavor. We're talking about brisket because this is Texas, y'all. We're talking about our Texas roll. Can't get those anywhere else. We're talking about Texas ranch because when you put jalapenos and ranch together and you dip it in with pizza, just drink it. Lastly, we got a pothole pizza because we had to name a pizza after our roads. You know what I'm talking about. Can't wait to see you soon. Find a Matanga's near you.
All right, team, huddle up. Just like in surgery, we need precision and teamwork. Trust me, just like on the field, if we stick to the playbook, we'll achieve excellence.
Coach, are you sure about this?
We've trained for this. We're experts. The San Antonio Gunslingers and South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where precision meets performance.
This is head coach and general manager Tom Manassi, your San Antonio Gunslingers. We got 8 home games this year that are going to be pretty special. You want to make sure you're part of this. Come help us win the championship. In addition to that, we have free giveaways through the entire season, special theme nights, and all you have to do is call the number below, and we'll make sure we take real good care of you. God bless.
And welcome back to Branded for our final segment. We're going to call this one a little bit overtime before we wrap this one up because there's kind of a big game coming up this weekend.
Yeah. Haters got to hate on Kansas City. I'm one of those haters. I hope Philly comes out and plays a really good game. If Philly runs the ball and is successful at running the ball, Philly's going to win. If they let Mahomes and Kelsey do their thing, it's going to be another one of those. And God willing, the refs are going to play fair and everything's going to be good. But either way, it's like a national holiday, right? It's the Super Bowl. So lots of parties, lots of enjoying watching our national pastime.
Adult beverages.
Lots of adult beverages. Yeah. No, I just think it's fun. I don't know who everybody wants and, all that kind of thing. Just like we had 3 fans on from 3 different teams We had great conversations. We teased each other, and just like that, that's what'll go on from now until after Sunday night, right? So it's going to be just part of the whole thing. No, I'm excited. I'm excited about it. The one thing I did want to talk about before we go and before I do my goodbyes to the kids and stuff is I hope you all appreciate the fact when we bring on someone like Randy Carroll that is monumental, that this gentleman not only is going to lend his name to our team, he's going to participate as part of our family. And so when you see him at games, when you see us in town, whatever, come up and talk to us. Come up and talk to us about football. Come up and talk to us about anything you want. We try to be as accessible to you as we can. Don and Pam are the foundations of this thing, along with James and Stephanie, and now Randy and his beautiful wife. So it's going to be a good year. Good things are happening.
Yeah, if I can piggyback on that, I know for a fact certain on the 22nd of March, we will have in San Antonio the best singing owner in the entire IFL. And in fact, the best singing owner in all probability in all of professional football.
Yeah, that's
who is going to be Georgia Frontieri? Was she a better singer? Is there a better singer?
Who said Georgia?
I did.
Oh,
I said Georgia
she's
Frontieri.
dead.
Right.
She can't sing.
Well, not currently.
Oh God,
not currently.
All right. Anyways,
but that we will have really the best singing owner, and it might in fact be the first. I should ask Jim to do the research on this because he's always good for researching this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Has he ever seen an owner sing? Sure, give speeches. Sure, hand out T-shirts, but sing the national anthem while playing guitar?
Don't know.
Yeah, but we've got one in San Antonio.
We do. Well, anyway, aside from all that, thank you, Randy. Thank you, Don. Thank you, James. And we're getting bigger. We're getting better. I'm very excited about football this year. The players, we had our first official all-team meeting, and I can tell you the guys are just coming out of their skin, ready to play some football. And the expectations and anticipation has never been higher since I've been in football. So I'm looking forward to this year.
And I got to say, the fans here in the fandom here on the show tonight, we usually have about 30 to 50 fans that clock in on the show on a typical night. We're up to 75 tonight, and that bodes really, really well.
Well, that's our guest.
Yeah, that's
right. I mean, when you have on the people we had on 4 guests tonight. Now, I will say this. In the next couple shows that we're doing, we're going to be at the San Antonio Rodeo
next week,
and we'll be doing it live from the rodeo, and that's always fun and a great time. Excuse me. And we're going to do that. And then we may have on a couple remote guests or some players. But really, once camp starts, everybody, that's when we're going to really enjoy having the guys in town. And you can meet them and come out to wherever we're going to be on that particular night. And get an opportunity to shake hands with them, get some autographs too. So looking forward to that.
I'm just really, really looking forward to the start of the season. This feels like a kickoff of the season here tonight, with the guests, with the fans, with the ownership in attendance, and with the turnout on the show.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun year.
This is great.
So let me do my good nights.
Yep.
And first of all, I miss Susan. I miss you already. I love you. Liliana, Mila, and Eli, I love you. It's time to go to bed. Good night. Good night, everybody, and God bless.
This has been branded for February 6th, 2025. Make sure you like and subscribe before you go. Thank you all for joining us. And as always, keep your guns up. Good night, everybody.